One of the most important topic in renal pathology regards the pre-implantation kidney biopsy, which is usually assessed to give an overview on the possible donor health and the possible use of the kidney. The evaluation of the percentage of glomerulosclerosis, the amount of interstitial fibrosis and tubular atrophy, and arterial atherosclerotic narrowing are the most important parameters which usually we evaluate in our biopsies to give to nephrologist a final overview of the health of the donor. The most use of the system is the so-called Remuzzi-Karpinski score, which combines the histological factors with other additional changes, witnessing ischemia-related damage of the renal allograft. A great clinical issue is related with the possibility of a general pathologist to evaluate the Remuzzi-Karpinski score in his routine or her routine practice, and the difficulties, the challenges in this kind of evaluation by night or during a consultation on frozen sections for pathology which don't have a training, a direct, dedicated training in renal pathology. So we started with the Galileo project to solve the issue, giving to the general pathology a tool that can help them in this score evaluation.
We started imagining a Galileo tool for assessing the biopsies, asking ourselves which of the structures that we assess in the kidneys are easily recognizable and scorable by pathologists with a good reproducibility, but in a similar way, they can still be troublesome for our colleagues that are not experts in the evaluation of kidneys, such as the on-call pathologists. And we decided to approach this starting from those structures that are as less subjective as possible. I think that this tool could be useful for both on-call pathologists, that are pathologists that do not deal routinely with kidney structures, so they are not used to read, let's say, under the microscope, renal structures, and they can feel more comfortable if there is a tool that certifies that those structures are normal or not normal, and counting them, making percentages, because are things that are required in the pre-transplant setting. But as a renal pathologist, I would admit that if such an algorithm is available for me, I would use it because it's even more rapid than my eyes or my brain counting the structures on assessing this damage. So I would say that it's focused on on-call pathologists, but I find as a renal pathologist, I would find it really useful. And in this, with this idea in mind, we started building up Galileo.
Currently, in Italy, we have a vocation crisis in pathology. We have many challenges in recruitment of new physicians and young pathologists for our institutions. And renal pathology is a particular field of our job. With the need of a great amount of cases to increase the professional skills of pathologists in detecting challenging glomerular diseases and peculiar histological findings. So at the moment we need additional and complementary tool to overcome the current limits of our practice, both in terms of teaching and recruitment, and artificial intelligence can give a possible solution to improve the routine daily practice, as Vincenzo previously has told us, with great interpathologist agreement, greater um, pathological reproducibility in the evaluation of parameters and histological findings. And moreover, in a time of crisis of number of physicians, we can also try to have a possible solution by the use of AI to reduce the number of boring application of our job, counting or as in the pre-implementation evaluation, evalu evaluation of glomerular sclerosis. So specific and dedicated activities may be demanded to the machine to help us in this crisis time.
If I have to think about the major benefits of using Aiforia platform, I would put for sure in the top um, the point that Aiforia platform is a perfect tool for people that, like us, have clear in mind the clinical needs, have a question that has to be solved, potentially with the AI capabilities, but as the majority of pathologists do not have enough background in terms of computational or computer science, enough computational power in terms actually of storage in cloud or computational power of the computers that we have available. So Aiforia platform, I found it, at least from this experience, as a perfect forum for us to collect cases, especially for this capability of being connected by different people, at least here in Italy, for this project, and contribute with their cases directly live, sharing these cases, sharing also the experience of how to feed the algorithm from different perspectives of specialist renal pathologists. And actually, another good point for the employment is the transversal assistance that we received. Actually, as I said, we are pathologists, we know the clinical need, we have the questions, we know the direction that should take the development of such an algorithms. But then, of course, regarding technicalities of the AI development, the presence of a constant assistance by the Aiforia team has been another great added value of using this kind of platform.
I think that for educational purposes, the Galileo platform may give important results for teaching material for our physicians and fellows in applying robust and reproducible criteria for the evaluation of specific kidney donor-related parameter. This is a great opportunity to build an archive of AI-guided slides to improve our knowledge in histology and in renal pathology. And the partnership between the researcher of a university, a public university, and the company is very important to bridge the gap between what we are learning in the academia and what are the needs from the real world of companies. And this is a new third mission, so-called third mission of the university, which is very helpful to increase the theoretical knowledge into practical world and ensure that the opportunity that came from an AI-based experience like that, like Galileo, may change the real world of physicians, both from educational empowerment at the moment, and the next future for a real world application in the diagnosis, in the final diagnosis.
As I already said, that has been a good experience, and we found from different point of views this collaboration as fruitful. I think that we arrived to build up a good working, at least for us, Galileo tool in about less than 1 year, I guess. This means that actually from a result point of view, we are really satisfied, and we are already thinking and brainstorming on what's the next use case to submit to the Aiforia team to develop together.